Hey everyone, Tim here again. How you doing today? Alright, I don't care. The camera is there instead of over there because I left the house and I forgot to bring the tripod. Ah well, we'll get past it. Today's topic: how do you handle getting pulled over for any kind of a traffic ticket? What does the cop say? What do you say? How do you treat the whole situation? Well, I'm of the attitude, first, that cops all are doing it based on their quota system. And every police department will say, we don't have a quota system. Of course you have a quota system. I'm not as dumb as I look, alright? You have to have a quota system. Some would call it a goal. Some would call it the station average. Some would use it for performance reviews. Actually, they would all use it for performance reviews, because if they didn't have a goal, a cop could just go somewhere in his car, sit there all day, do nothing, and get the same paycheck. There has to be a reason for him to want to pull you over, risk getting into some kind of altercation, and give you a ticket for something. It's because they have quotas, goals, station averages. He has to have good numbers from bringing in lots of ticket writing revenue, so he gets his pay raise or his performance bonuses, whatever they want to call it. Now, let me tell you about how I drive. I drive how I want to drive. For me, speed limits are merely suggestions. One of the few good things about Pennsylvania is it's the only state that only state police can use radar. All the local Barney Fifes can't use radar. They have to have the lines painted on a road, or a stopwatch timing you from that phone pole to that phone pole, things like that. But around here, it's pretty well known where the speed traps are, and you can usually see from a distance away if there's even a cop there or not. So, most of the time, when my car is moving, I'm violating some sort of traffic law. Usually speed. I do a lot of speeding. That's a common everyday thing for me. I speed so much I don't even notice it. I use turn signals when I want to, which is maybe half the time. If I feel the people in front of me or behind me need to know which lane I'm changing into, I'll use a turn signal. Otherwise, it's none of their business. If I'm first in line at a stoplight about to turn left, the guy behind me doesn't need to know I'm turning left because he's behind me. It ain't going to affect him. But anyhow, when let's say you're driving along, you're doing whatever you're doing, and you get pulled over. I had this happen to me recently. I was on a local highway going around 80 miles an hour in a 55. Normal for me. And it was just after dark. It was dark outside, and all of a sudden, flash, 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 flash. I'm seeing the flashing, the red and blue lights in the mirror. Like, oh man, what do you want? Like, alright, whatever. I just kind of slow down gradually. I don't hit the brakes and pull right over. I'll just, alright, just calm down. I'm pulling over. Just don't get all excited there. So I pull over. Now, one of my personal policies I've always had for me is, under any circumstances, I will never call a police officer either sir or officer or any other kind of terms like that. I won't say, yeah, what do you want? Or, what's up, man? Nothing like that. Just, I'll just talk to him like a normal person. Hi, how's everything? Yes, good, okay. Like that. But I don't butt kiss. And I figure it like this. I have about a 50-50 rate here. Whenever I do get pulled over, sometimes I'll just get a warning, and sometimes I'll get the actual ticket. And I figure it like this. For the amount of times I am violating a traffic law versus the amount of times I actually get a ticket for it, I really can't complain. Years ago, when I had the old beater cars, I would frequently have inspection or registration stickers that were out of date. And that became a little bit of a challenge with me. I used to see, on purpose, how long could I drive on an out-of-date sticker before I got a ticket for it. My record was 6 months. And I could have done more, better, I suppose, but just, the luck of the draw, which way is the cop going? Does he see me? Is he in need of erasing his number of tickets to meet his quota this month? And like that. Yeah, I knew it was a $100 ticket, but whatever. It was just something to make life more interesting. There is nothing like the feeling of you're driving down some road, thinking about whatever, okay, I gotta make overtime at work this week to have enough money to pay the rent or whatever, and you see all of a sudden a cop pulls out of a side street, turning in your direction and coming the other way. Boy, nothing gets your heart rate up like that. Okay, did he see me? Did he notice that that sticker is 3 months out of date? Okay, I'm looking straight ahead, but I'm looking in the mirror. Okay, is he turning around? Looking this time, okay, is he turning around? Yeah, like that. A little bit of excitement in an otherwise boring, dull day. So anyhow, when a cop does pull me over, usually for speeding, almost always for speeding, if it's nighttime, I'll put on the overhead lights inside. And if it's decent weather, I'll roll down the window and I'll have my arm up on the thing, because that's one arm right there. He can see, okay, I don't have a gun in this hand. It's out of the way, nothing to worry about. And I'll have my driver's license, usually out or somewhere close by here so I can hand it to him. And he'll say hi, and I'll say hi, and he'll ask a question, and he'll say, you know why I pulled you over? And I'll always just say, no, why? I never take a guess. You tell me why you pulled me over, because there could be a number of things. Did I not make a lane change turn signal 2 miles ago? Did you catch me when I was going 100 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour? I don't want to make it worse for myself and tell him something he didn't know. Let him. He's asking me a question. He wants to come to me. Let him figure it out. He's the detective here. Detect what's wrong. I say, well, okay, I got you going 80 miles an hour and a 55 here. Gonna get your license and insurance and all that, registration, whatever. And I won't make a fuss. I'll never say, man, you're crazy. I wasn't going speeding. I was 71 mile an hour. I wasn't going no 80 mile an hour. There's no sense in arguing it, because number one, if you put up a fuss, he's going to give you the ticket no matter what. Yeah, he could just give you a warning and let it go. But if it's gotten to this point already, you either have to go pay your fine or go into the court and let the magistrate decide. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the ticket either way. So there's no sense in making a big fuss and making it worse, because you never win that fight. So, okay, whatever. Here's the things. He'll go back to his car and he'll look me up to see, what kind of trouble I've been in and so forth. Which, not much. No, fine. A lot of traffic tickets over the years, but that's pretty much it. So he'll come back, and sometimes it'll be with a ticket, or sometimes it'll be, okay, here's usually if I do get a speeding ticket, it's not 80 and a 55. He'll make it something like 61 and a 55, or a ticket for failure to follow traffic control devices, which is, even less. There's no points for that. So, okay, fine. And that's really what, that there proves the point I'm trying to make. If you get a ticket like the failure to obey traffic control devices, it's not points on your insurance, but it is paying a fine, which shows that's all they're really concerned about. They're not worried about busting up your insurance. They want the money. And they figure, okay, I didn't give him a ticket for 80 and a 55. I gave him this lesser ticket. So he'll be happy about that. He's paying less, and it's not going to hurt his insurance, but we still get some money out of the deal. So, follow the money. That's what it's all about. And, so, okay, fine, I'll take the ticket, whatever, and, usually I'll just, mail in a fine. Years ago, I would always go into the court and fight the ticket, but what can you really say? The magistrate sit there with the cop, 20 tickets a day, and say, yeah, okay, whatever, here, you paid a fine, that's it, that's usually how it always goes. I think maybe one time ever, I got off a ticket because the cop didn't show up. And that's my only real thing I can hope for. Will the cop not show up? Well, that almost never happens. Once or twice it happened, and that was about it. So anyhow, I've seen, Chris Rock has a good video you might find on YouTube. You know, how to behave when you're getting pulled over by the police. It's pretty funny. And, yeah, you can make a fuss all you want. Yeah, man, they're picking on me. You know, this is racial profiling or something. Yeah, well, probably it is in a lot of cases, you know. Some cars in particular, cars like these rice boy racers, you know, it's little boy racers, like some tall, skinny 20-year-old kid with a long white t-shirt and the baseball hat on backwards, and he got this old slammed to the ground Honda Civic painted in primer gray with the loud muffler, and he has a body kit on the car that is painted primer gray. And he's driving around like that because once he blew all his money on a stupid body kit and the stupid big wheels and everything, he couldn't afford to paint the car. You know, but if you're driving around with the loud exhaust and the stereo blasting and the tinted windows, you know, then you know, you're asking for trouble. So expect to get more tickets like that. Me being, you know, white and having a more upscale car now, you know, I don't get as much trouble from it. I'm not saying it can't happen, because it does, but, you know, you do what you do. So this thing, wow, it says 12 minutes of recording already. Hey. Okay, anyhow, back to the point I was trying to make a while ago. I forgot, I got off on a bunch of tangents there. Yeah, don't give the cop a hard time, because it's not going to work out in your favor. You know, you might have gotten a warning ticket, or even nothing, but now he's going to write you an actual full speeding ticket because you give him an attitude. So, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying, you know, they are justified all the time when they pull you over for stuff like this. But, you know, in the end, it's minimal damage to you, minimal financial cost to you. Just, you know, hi, you know, whatever. Never butt kiss. Never call him sir. Never call him officer. I'll take the ticket before I call him sir. You know, just Tim personal policy. It ain't gonna happen. And it's worth it to me. So just do that, you know. Don't give him an attitude and just take the ticket, whatever, be done with it. And like I said before, I say I average a ticket maybe about every year and a half, 2 years or so. But you count in the average day how many times I'm breaking some sort of traffic law. You know, well, I got no room to complain. You know, if that's all the more tickets I get, just, you know, let it go at that. Alright, well, that's my story for today on cops and their ticket quota systems that they do have, and they say they don't, and I know they do, because I'm not as stupid as I look. You know, and how to handle things like that, and, you know, get off with the least amount of money damage to you here, and just, you know, get on with your life after that. Racial profiling, yeah, whatever, you know, you're always going to have something to cry about, so just, you know, shut up and get on with your life with it. Deal with it.